Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to echo the sentiments of several members here about our appreciation for your service. We don't take this lightly. But Mr. Herring, you have mentioned Director Comey's testimony several times, and one of the reasons that I have the concerns that I have about how things have been handled is because of his testimony, in which he referred to the handling of classified information by former Secretary Clinton as extremely careless. I don't ever recall those two words being used to describe the actions of anyone who has ever served as Secretary of State. Extremely careless in handling classified information. I think Director Comey even expressed some concerns that her account, email account and her server may have been hacked. So I think I think all of you should appreciate the fact that as members of the Oversight Committee, we have a responsibility to look out for the interest of the whole country. Some folks have tried to make this about politics. It really isn't. I think there's some legitimate concerns here about national security. I think there's legitimate concerns about the safety and well-being of our officers in the field. I just want to ask you, what would happen? Mr. Russell just brought this up about the handling of national security information, cutting and pasting. What would happen if an employee or a contractor moved classified national security information to an unclassified system or took it outside the SCIF? Would it be taken lightly? What would be the consequences? I mean, would there be a write-up? Would there be a reprimand? Would you investigate it?
I mean, certainly as a legislative affairs person, that's not really my...
I'm not asking you. I'm asking you to just make a general answer in the context of the FBI. Would that be a problem? Would that be a problem for any of you?
Sure it would. I think it would be reported to the security division. I think they would take a look at all the facts and circumstances of this particular case.
Let's just do a little hypothetical here. Let's just say
I prefer not to do any hypothetical.
Okay, then I will. I will assume that if you were the director of any part of our national intelligence agencies or the director of the FBI and you had an employee who repeatedly handled classified information with extreme carelessness, I would assume, based on your service, that there would be some pretty severe action taken. Is that a valid assumption?
Yes, I think
Thank you.
They're very serious sort of...
Do you know of anyone who has been reprimanded for violating security procedures?
Not that immediately comes to mind.
Have you ever copied classified information to an unclassified system or accidentally walked out of classified storage space with a classified document you weren't supposed to remove? Have you, Mr. Kadzik?
No, sir.
How about you, Mrs. Freifeld?
No.
Ms. Walsh?
No, sir.
Mr. Higgins?
I can think of one occasion on which I have accidentally removed material from a SCIF, realized it immediately, and returned to the SCIF with that material.
You didn't take it home with you?
No.
That's good to know. Mr. Samuel?
No, sir, I'm not.
Mr. Soul?
Your microphone, please.
Microphone, please.
Sir, I can think of one instance that I made a mistake. I reported it to my staff security officer. The document was destroyed.
So in the two instances where you accidentally did something, you showed due diligence, you took care of the situation, you did what you should have done, and you reported it, in your case, Mr. Soul, to your superior. That's not what happened here. So my problem with this is that, again, I think this committee has a responsibility. I think the chairman's articulated that quite well to exercise the oversight the Constitution invests us with, and that we need to look into the possibilities of how a Secretary of State handling classified information with extreme carelessness may have compromised agents in the field, possibly our national security. There's a number of issues here, and it begs the question, if that's not the issue, then why are you withholding 302s? And why is so much of this stuff redacted?
As far as the 302s go, obviously, we provided some. There's a lot of them. The rest of them are in process. And to the extent that, I can take back and see what we can do as far as getting you the access that you need. I do think that the personally identifiable information is something where I think individuals do have a privacy interest. And we generally do try to protect that type of information. Obviously, one question that obviously we would consider is, how does it relate to the oversight interest of the committee at hand?
But you have to let us do our job. We want you to do your job, but you have to let us do our job. My time's expired. I yield.